Hi, I'm Felicity Hares. I was at Millfield from 1999 till 2007, and I was a day pupil. So I'm here to just chat through what I've done since I left in 2007. So when I left Millfield in 2007, I went straight off to uni. So I spent some time whilst I was at school working out that I wanted chess and HCPC accredited course to become a registered dietitian. So I started that in 2007 through until 2010. And whilst I was at uni, I did various placements in hospital and community settings across the Southwest, because my uni was based in Plymouth, which is part of Peninsula Medical and Allied Health Collaboration. So that was a really, really great experience, being by the sea for 3 years, but also learning how to be a dietitian working in the NHS. So that was the first kind of stage of my career. And I graduated in 2010 and managed to get a job working in the NHS as I trained to do, which was really good. Experienced working with stroke patients in diabetes clinics, in lots of different areas of healthcare. And it helped to kind of consolidate the thinking that I really wanted to get back into sport. So whilst I was at Millfield, I wanted to my career moving forward. So the nutrition, so taking my dietary requirements for athletes to perform. And that allowed me to kind of get into the special field of sports nutrition, which is where I've been working ever since. So the key things that you need to work in sports nutrition is a master's in sport and exercise nutrition, and you need to complete a master's or is what's called SCNR registered in the UK, so Sport and Exercise Nutrition Register. And those courses are really critical to allow you to get the qualification standard and get a good job within the industry. So I was able to do that, and I completed my master's in 2012 and then started doing some voluntary experience alongside continuing to work as a dietitian. So getting sports nutrition experience and starting to understand what it was like to work with teams and professional athletes on a voluntary basis really helped to kind of test my new skills and knowledge, and me to build up in that career. So I now work in sports nutrition for the Welsh Institute based in Cardiff, and we support Olympic and Paralympic and Commonwealth athletes that are training for Olympic Games, such as Tokyo 2020, which has obviously just been postponed. But it's a really exciting place to work. Such a kind of diverse and fast-paced, interesting place. So the things that kind of got me into this career were, I guess, the passion for sport. I really relished my time at Millfield, being able to participate in so much sport, but I guess enjoying science, and also love of food and people, because it's very people focused. So you're working with athletes on a day-to-day basis to help them make nutrition choices that are going to benefit their performance, and you're working with co-care professionals, so doctors and all of those different members of the team to try and enhance performance of an athlete. I'd say that the best bits are the people. So everybody who works in high performance sport is immensely passionate and focused and really enjoys their work, and it's definitely an amazing moment when you get to see, success, or even when you get to learn from when things go wrong. So we have a really, really exciting and kind of fast-paced culture working in performance sport in the UK. There's also great travel opportunities. So I volunteered out in Australia and New Zealand, but I've also worked across Europe in Portugal, Spain, Switzerland, Azerbaijan, just supporting athletes to undertake training camps or at major competitions. So those are some of the best bits. I'd say what's quite challenging is you're always, part of a support team. So you've got to have really good relationship building skills, and, you're always working with people who sometimes are like doing the best performance ever, and then sometimes are really, really struggling. So it can be quite challenging, and it's also quite relentless. So sport kind of never stop. So knowing when to switch off, when to take a break, when to leave your emails and phone behind is really important. If I think about how my time at Millfield impacted my choice of career, I think it definitely fostered my love of sport. It gave me an understanding of kind of Olympic and Paralympic sport pathways. So how does someone go from being quite good as a junior athlete to transitioning to being a senior, maybe representing GB, or then going on to kind of higher honours within sport. So I got to see a bit of an insight into that. And I also guess that having to balance my sporting commitments at school alongside obviously doing GCSEs, A levels and other qualifications, it taught me a lot in terms of time management. And I can't sort of joke about the school canteen at Millfield. You'll soon realise when you get into the big outside world that a lot of schools and a lot of sports clubs would dream of having such a immense variety of food. So I have to say that the canteen fueled me pretty well through my teenage years. But if I was to go back, the one bit of advice I'd give my teenage self would probably be to seek feedback on how I was doing more. So it's something that I've learned throughout my career, that even though you might be nervous about what someone is going to say, even though you are apprehensive that you may not have, done a piece of work to the best of your ability, or it may be judged, or how you came across in a meeting or a presentation, you may be scared of feedback. I think it's so important, and you will learn to develop more than anything when you actually understand what other people perceive of you, and then you know how to kind of self-manage and adjust how you interact with people with different personality types to work effectively in a team. So I just say ask for feedback is probably my number one bit of advice for my teenage self, because I had to learn to do that, and I wish I'd done it sooner.